Hello, hello, hello. Hey guys.
Hi, hi.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Banter and Belief with your girl Van and
B.
yeah, it's nice to
Why
it's
is
nice to be
your
here again.
voice so low? You're talking in a very What happened?
Okay, do you want me to yell? I can yell if you want. But yeah, I'm trying to be zen because I'm
Zen.
tired of always getting like riled up on these episodes. I want to be calmer. I want to talk in a because when I get excited, my like the decibels of my voice tends to like go to another planet. So I'm trying to be quite
Mm,
cautious. I can't promise that in this episode I'm not going to take it to
at some
another
point.
level. But I'm trying to be more conscious about it. But yeah, it's nice to be here again. Thank you, everyone. We've seen, your comments. We've seen the fact that you're supporting us. We're a new podcast, we're a new initiative, and we're so grateful that you guys have supported us, like on our social media platforms, on Apple, on Spotify. Um, we're just very grateful because we're just, two friends just doing this and checking in with you guys. But the fact that stuff that we're talking about, we're able to have conversations, via Instagram, for example, and have people respond to our polls. So you guys are be very helpful with your support. So this is us just saying that we're very grateful and we do not take your support for granted because there's other things that you could be doing with your 1 hour 30 minutes or 1 hour
I can't believe
45.
people actually listen for that long. Even though I do listen to podcasts that are that long, but I was pleasantly surprised that people actually listened to I was like, I need
Mm,
to cut this into maybe like another part, but people actually listen to 1 hour 40 minutes. So I was like, thank God we didn't bore you guys.
yeah, and my favorite part B, I think, was when people message me about parts of the podcast that we haven't put on our social media. So it tells you that they listen to the whole thing. And I'm like, mm,
uh,
thank
nice.
you very much. So yeah, thank you. How was your week? What did you do? Anything fun? Any updates for us?
Are you asking me or them? Actually,
You.
before I get to me,
Mm.
and we always say like this is a check-in. So this is also us asking you guys, how has your week been? We'll probably post this actually. And you can go on our social media or even on Spotify and comment. I think Apple has comments as well. So yeah, how has your week been? We're also getting towards the end of the year as well. How has your year been so far? Because, my own, how's my week been? Hmm, hmm. I feel like I'm lamenting, but
Go for it. It's a check-in. So we also
listen,
want to check how you're doing.
overall, the week has been all right. But when you get like the people who apply for like jobs back to back to back to back, right? And they keep getting no's. I don't know how you guys do it. I at some point like I was like, you know what? Not applying for new jobs, not applying for extra jobs. Let it come if it's going to come, right? And then a couple of recruiter reached out, and I was doing this thing of like, I'm gonna have faith that God is gonna perform miracle, and I'm like, and the next thing you know, two recruiters called. One actually called about a job, and I'm like, wait. And this a couple of weeks into me like deciding like I don't know how things are gonna work out, but I'm trusting God. So when the recruiter called, they're like, yeah, I saw you on LinkedIn, you fit the role we need, blah 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 blah. Gave them reference. They sent in my application. Da, 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 da. I'm like, miracle, not the tire Jesus. I was like, oh my days. Like everything was like, it was remote, it was
Mm,
contracts. So because I don't actually need like a full-time job. I just need like something to help, buffer like my income so things aren't tight. And then I'm like, is this? And then they said it was fully remote, and the place was based in Liverpool. It was in a field I've worked before. I was like, okay, this is okay, faith. This is okay, okay, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, God, I see you doing your thing. I see you moving. Even when I don't feel it, I'm like, come on. And even before that, I was already like praying, just like in general praying. So not even praying for that. So I'm like, everything is looking aligned. That's how they called me on Monday. That, yeah, sorry. there were people who had actually worked on that particular data set, so they're going to take those guys. I was like, So, and then I was going about my day. I was like, okay, fair enough. They didn't pick me. I've had no's before. I've even done interviews where they didn't, where you've literally gone to the final and they tell you, oh, you were really great. We just had to pick the other. And you ask them, so what was the difference? And they can't answer. So I've had worse no's before. And then as the day was going, I was like, am I upset about this? Am I unhappy? How am I feeling? I'm trying to navigate. And then, so the thing is, after they told me no, I opened my laptop. So the thing is, I have booked annual leave for the whole of January, the whole of December, because I'm meant to be in Nigeria. But I was thinking that, okay, this contract job would like make it easy for me to go to Nigeria because then I will have the finances. If not, I can't. And I'm not at that stage anymore where it's like, we can just stretch it. We can just, let's just tight stomach. And so what am I going to do in December now? I'm going to open my laptop and I applied for McDonald's.
I didn't know about this.
Oh, I've not told you. I opened my laptop and I sent application for McDonald's role. And then, so during the day, my body, I was just thinking, I was like, was that me now trying to take control from God? So now I'm trying to understand, like, so what do you do when you're trying to apply faith? Because on one end, okay, I thought that was going to be it. But I cannot tell the people that are expecting me to be in Nigeria that, hey, I cannot wait till like the last minute and say, hey, I can't show up. I was trying to have faith. And things didn't work out. I can't show up, and if I don't do certain things on time, like, getting your refunds or putting things in place, you have to do those things ahead of time. So am I supposed to not do those things because I'm having faith? And I know the Bible says do not don't worry about what you are going to eat tomorrow. Have bills to pay. Overdraft is finished. Credit card is finished. They are all asking for their money back. And this is not a what do you call it? This is not a cancel Netflix, cancel. No, this is a out earning your problem. Because the people I work for, I've prayed for favor. My own manager is dilly-dallying around giving me my pay rise, even though it's already going to be like £100 a month or something. Now, actually, when we have that one-to-one, I'm demanding that they put me up to the next pay band because it's nonsense at this point. So what do you do in this like waiting? Because let's be honest, lo and behold, God can surprise me. Someone can come and drop money in my account and say 2K for one website or so. Do you get? It's not like there are things that God can do. Do you get? But at the same time, me trying to do other things or put things in place, is that now a lack of faith? But yeah, that's what I've been. But what I did make sure I did was to continue to stay in a place of like prayer and thanksgiving, and not automatically switch to I didn't, even though my brain is not upset about not getting the job, but it's more upset about the domino effect of not getting the job. So yeah, so that's been the week so far. So I'm just like trying to now, because the different scripture that's coming to your head, be content, but work hard. Do not, leave it to the all things work together for the good. But at the same time, you're thinking, if you don't work, you don't eat. Then I remember the woman that had the debt when her husband died, and she, so because Van is very big on Hallelujah Challenge, I decided to join the last 2 days of Hallelujah Challenge. Was I blessed?
You didn't tell me that either. What's going on?
Wait, did I not? No, I'm pretty sure I mentioned that I joined.
No, you didn't. You didn't.
I'm pretty sure I mentioned.
You didn't.
I am pretty sure I mentioned.
You didn't tell me, but it's okay.
Why do you say it like that? Then it sounds like it's not okay.
Because I've been trying to convince you to join Hallelujah Challenge. So if you join Hallelujah Challenge and I knew about it, I wouldn't shut up about it.
Oh,
So you didn't
okay.
tell me.
So I joined the last 2 days of Hallelujah Challenge. Thank you, Van.
You don't have to thank me for it.
You
I
know,
mean, I'm
no,
glad you
but
joined it.
yeah, but was I blessed? Yes. And there are two key scriptures I left with, and one of them was the woman that had the debt that her husband had passed away, and they asked her, "What do you have in the house?" And it was, that little oil, and then she kept pouring it in the different pots, right? So I'm like, okay, what is my version of the little oil? Is this desk is my version of the little oil? I ain't got nothing else, you know. So so God can always perform a miracle, but like in the waiting, there are still some things we have to do, right? HRMC ain't waiting for me to say I have faith. They're like, fill in the paperwork, or we change your tax code. Do you get like or the domain name you have to pay for isn't waiting for your fate, you know. But outside of that, I've actually been all right. Except I have to do a 8-hour journey to Exeter this weekend, and then come back a 5-hour journey coming back because I decided to work for a company that's all the way at the bottom of the country, like literally on the border. It's like so far away, and that's the point of remote. Why do you want to see me? We were talking about this earlier. Why do you actually want to see me? You see me. I lead your stand up. You see me every morning. What more do you want from me? Like, leave me alone. I don't understand. I have 1 month off. Do you know what I even did? I had 6 to 10 to first. I've applied for second and third because technically it's the next year. It's a new what do you call it? New
Allowance.
calendar. Yeah. So I'll be off for 4 straight weeks. And it's not and the way I did it is I took 2 weeks in December. They because it's a uni, we get the last week of December off as well. So technically I didn't book that. I only booked 2 weeks. Just happened to be 3 weeks. And then I booked 2 days at the start of the year. And I still have 4 annual leave that I can take over. So I'm gonna be sitting at home. Well, probably or I might be working in McDonald's. You will end up in McDonald's. Well, yeah, Van is just looking at me like, why are you not saying anything? But yeah, that's how I've been. So
Wow, really?
yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for the life update. It's nice that our listeners are finding out all these things same time as me. Aren't I lucky?
Okay, when
It
did this
doesn't matter.
happen? I can't even remember when it happened to me.
It doesn't even matter. Like I'm messing with you. I don't have to know everything about your life. It's fine. Do you want to know
But
how
yeah,
my week was?
how have you been? Yeah, I was about
Oh
to
wow!
ask.
Oh, I'm so honored. Thank you for the opportunity. Wow.
Sorry for the mini rant. I think that was
No,
like a solid like 10 minutes of ranting, but yeah.
no, I had to let you go because I just felt like you were at a point where you really needed to pour out a lot of that stuff. So I just had to let
Listen,
you be. I just had to let you get it out. I think it's important sometimes you know what's going on, but sometimes you just want to say it. You want to get it out so you can, yeah, you can feel lighter. Um, my week was okay. Nothing too eventful this week, just normal work, gym, just chilling in the evenings. Um, I had a mini rant a few days ago to be about just family and expectations that I keep having of people to do better, but they just won't. But anyway, but ultimately I'm fine. I think I'm just at a point in life now where I want to get out of my shell more. I think that's, I'm at a point now where my introvertness no longer serves me. So just to give you guys a brief
mm,
understanding about my personality, for a very long time people thought I was an extrovert, but it was an act.
uh,
And It was
So
an act because
what
I
do you
found
mean?
myself. No, it's true because I found myself in leadership roles.
Oh,
So I
oh
didn't have
yeah,
yeah, so I didn't have the
yeah.
grace to be reserved. And so people would always come up to me, be like, "Are you okay? Are you all right?" Because my social battery dies within 2 hours. I'm done talking. Um,
Wait,
but I
why
found
did you
myself in a lot of
accept the Aston leadership role? Wait, did you go
it,
after me?
yes, yes. And so I
Why
didn't
did you
like it.
accept it?
I didn't like it at all, but it was almost an act, and I was always so drained and I was always so tired. And by default, I was always very angry. And my family can attest that I was always on edge because I felt as though I was living an act. I always found myself in leadership roles all through uni. I was always a prefect, I was always
Uh,
captain of something, I was always so my
President.
I was president of a society at some point, and it was very annoying. So when COVID hit, I got a chance to not do anything and to not be
Mm.
forced to do anything, to not have to be around people. In fact, you couldn't be around people. And I just got a chance to tap into that. So when we were all let back out, I was like, I'm not going back. I'm not going back out. I don't want to. And
Freedom.
so, yeah, now I'm just in my house. But the thing is that um, when I say it's not served me well, is the fact that it's not wanting to be social is not something that comes naturally to me. So I do enjoy when people invite me to stuff. So if you
Mm.
invite me to stuff, I'll try. Like I'm fighting my inner I can't make it kind of, but I'll go. So actually,
I swear I've invited you to Liverpool, and you said it's too far to drive.
that's just my excuse if I don't want to leave my house. It's really not that far to drive. But like for example, your birthday,
Yeah.
I came and I cooked and I chilled. I even, stayed over we stayed over with friends and we all just chilled and had breakfast the next morning. That like
Can we
once
go back to that? To no, you were not in a great job, and I was only earning one income. Actually, no, let's not go back to those days. Yeah, that's what I was
well,
about
oh
to
okay.
say. Can we go back to that time? And I just clocked. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah, but it's all right because at the end of the day, I want to, as I said before, I want to get out of my comfort zone of being a homebody because I want to make more, not necessarily more friends. I think I have enough friends. I don't really need that many friends, but like just I'll say acquaintances. So I want to go out more. I
Mm.
want to like it felt good. Like it was my friend's birthday last week, and it felt nice. As much as I dislike doing it, it felt nice to put makeup on, um, get my hair
Aw.
done, get dressed and go out. And obviously, as I went out, people kind of smiled because I looked nice, and they kind of did
Mm.
like a double take, and I was like, oh, this is
Ah,
nice.
ah.
But oh, leave me alone.
The gym must be the gym must be working.
I mean, like it was nice. Like it was nice to be out. It was nice to look nice. So I want to do that more because I think I underestimate what it does to my mood. Going out and meeting people and being social. It felt nice, and so I want to do that more. Just so like my evening, because I don't right now have anything to look forward to in my evenings. I go to the gym in the middle of the day. So once I finish from the gym, I go back to work and work once work is done, I have no plans. And sometimes I want to be able to just go out for dinner, you know, and do stuff like outside of my house. Not like I'm going to do it every day because I'm going to be so exhausted from that. But just to have plans with people, like to do stuff with people, maybe join a book club, join a salsa class, or just
Mm.
do something that involves me interacting with other people is something I want to push myself more to do. So I don't come back here and be like, how's your week? Gym, work, church. Like I want to do more. And yeah, so that's how my week's gone. But we thank God that we're here.
Ah, fair enough.
So what are we talking about? What we doing? What
No,
we doing?
as you were speaking, I was gonna ask if there was anything you wanted this year that's not happened yet,
Oh,
because it's almost
don't
the
ask me
end of
that.
the why.
Oh my gosh, don't ask me that question. Do you want me to be honest?
I mean, you don't have to tell us every single thing if because wait after the last episode.
No,
Hmm.
the last episode was two.
After the last
I
episode, I am actually I say this, and I already know we have an episode with our therapist coming, and I wonder if I overshared in that one already. But after that
you
last
did.
episode, I did. After that last episode that we posted, filter from now. I'm sorry, guys. I will still be honest though. I will probably still say things that are unhinged or out of pocket. But God, God, that was the way I was opening my mouth.
Bitch, you know why I found that episode so strange? It's because there are things that you've told me that I thought you told me because I'm your friend and it's not going to go anywhere. So the moment
Do
you
you,
you said it on the podcast, I'm like, what is this guy doing? Can you stop talking? At some point,
fam?
I just stopped
I
talking. I was like,
I
because
got
I'm
too
like,
comfortable.
it's too much. Like, oh my God. But do you know what I think as well, though, B, is that I like the authenticity of it. Reason being that I think as Christians, there's a lot of hypocrisy that goes on. So everyone is fighting silent shame. And I feel like sometimes it's good when people are open about their struggles. I said in the last episode that I was, for a very long time, I felt some, not necessarily shame. I said, actually, let's be honest, it was shame about my thoughts and my feelings and my urges until I had conversations with fellow Christian sisters, and everyone is having the same problem. And it's like, oh, okay, so I'm not crazy, or I'm not a sinner, or I'm not a bad person, I'm just human. And I think that I don't what I don't want what I don't want is for our discussion to be a license for anyone to go and do anything. It's just this
Don't
is
take advice from me. Oh.
no it's just like
Hey, do not take advice from me.
it's just I don't want people to feel alone. But I think it was candid, it was honest. Because the truth is Christians are, indulging in things that we shouldn't be doing, but we are, and it's okay because at the end of
As-
the day, when you confess your sins, you're actually saying it. And we didn't say it from a place of, we're human, we're going to do whatever. It's like, this is a struggle. This is something that we're trying to overcome, or this is something that we're trying to do better with. So you've also obviously identified that it's a problem and you want to find a way to make it better.
Wait, the way you are sounding is like I'm still. That was a past life, oh everybody. That
No,
was a past life.
no, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
no.
It's not like you're
The
indulging in
sentence.
it.
The way you were just saying that sentence now, it made it sound like, oh, you're still in. Like Ed Joe,
No,
that
no,
was
no,
a past
no.
life.
No,
But
disclaimer,
no, yeah,
he's back inside. He's no longer in the streets. Is that what you want me to tell people?
no,
He's no
not
longer in the
even. That's even worse.
I'm so sorry. What do
You
you
know what?
am
Let's
I saying
close
the wrong
last week
thing?
topic. Let's
Okay,
close
okay,
last
last
week
week is
topic.
out.
It's
Um
done. People have heard enough about my business. I've exposed myself enough. Thank you. It's
yeah,
done. But yeah, so this year is because it's end of well, this is towards the end of November now. Jesus Christ,
mhm,
November's gone by quick. I
it's
feel.
crazy.
But yeah, is there anything you? Yeah, is there anything at the start of the year you're like, I would have liked A, B, C, or D, but it's not happened, and I would still want it to happen because I was speaking to a friend and I was saying we're talking about like finances and the likes. And she was like, no, at some point she just told God that I actually do want the lavish lifestyle. I do want to afford a nice car. I do want to that first class that everybody's talking about, I want that. Forget the humble prayer for Lord. So just give me and I said, no, God, me too, I want and it's not like I want it because I'm envious of people or anything like that. She was just like, because I want it. Like, what's wrong with me wanting it? So yeah, is there anything you've like this year?
Of course. There's a few. I don't think there's anything I wouldn't share. I think hmm. So, what I wanted to happen this year, I did first of all, I didn't save as much as I wanted.
You're such an
Um,
adult.
and that's because I took on more responsibility from mm, let's say family perspective.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I took on more responsibility from a family perspective. This was the decision I made, by the way. Um, I also invested more than I initially planned because the opportunity came to invest. So
Oh,
I did
okay.
invest. So it's not like a bad thing. I wanted to when I say I wanted to save more, I mean I wanted to have more liquid cash in my hand.
Mm.
Um, but it's okay. It's okay. It kind of
Such a grown up thing.
Ugh, well, I'm a grown up, so what? I don't know what you want me to say.
Oh,
But
that
yeah,
is
so
true.
transition more into investments and what you call black tax, but all for positive things. Something else I wanted to do this year, and I know you're gonna laugh because yeah, I did want to get into a relationship this year. I didn't,
Mm.
and that's fine. I was talking to somebody earlier in the year, but it didn't really. I told you about this, but don't act surprised. I told you about this. I
Hmm?
told you about this. I did. Um, and did
Let
you
me be
do you
talking.
not
I just
remember?
want to be talking. Let me check my memory.
It was earlier in the year, and the reason that it didn't work, I'm going to be honest with you, is self-sabotage. We're going to get into that at some point
Well,
in another
you
podcast, I'm
self
sure.
sabotaged.
I did, I did, I did, and I regret it. Um,
Oh, I don't
I
like that
regret.
word. I don't like the regret part.
I do. I don't like to. I wish I didn't because I think now I've worked through my issues. I wish I worked
Mm.
through my issues before I met the person. But I did want to get into a relationship this year, and then a life event happened in the year where once I knew it was happening, I almost kind of just closed myself to a lot of things. Until it happened, which is it's past, and I'm like, okay, all good, I'm fine now. Um, and yeah, I'm like, damn, I literally just wasted time. And
Mm.
I okay, I know you don't like the word regret, but it's almost as though I don't like to feel. How do I say this? I think it's one of the decisions. I think I would even say I'll go as far as saying it's the only decision I made this year that I wish I didn't make because everything else I did, both letting things go or going for things, um, I'm at peace with my decision except that one because there was nothing wrong with this person.
That
Nothing.
is
There was
very
nothing.
interesting.
And this is the first time I'm talking about it's coming out of my mouth
Mm.
that I'm like, Vanessa, what is wrong with you? Because there was nothing. And it wasn't like, oh, there was no chemistry. It wasn't like there was no back and forth. It wasn't like the conversation wasn't flowing. It wasn't like this person didn't have a job. It wasn't like this person didn't go to school. This person didn't look nice. It was 100% self-sabotage. And it happened earlier in the year. And I tried to kind of like brush it off and like, oh, it's fine, it's fine. I'm standing by my decision. And now I'm like,
Mm.
Vanessa, you cannot go to God and pray for a spouse and self-sabotage. Like, what is wrong with you? Because now I can't even be mad at God. So this time when we did the Hallelujah challenge, I wrote in my journal because what God does is God answers prayers. He might not answer prayers in the way that we expect him to, but
Yeah.
he will answer our prayers. And when I wrote in my what I wrote in my journal in February when we did Hallelujah challenge, the way God was just ticking it off one by one, it was so shocking. So I said, you know what, God, I am going to surrender because I have a very I'm not a controlling person for other people, but I try to control situations in my life so much so that it comes back to bite me. So
Mm.
I said, you know what, God, I'm going to ask you for what I want, and I'm going to let you lead me.
Okay.
So God, if I say to you, I want to meet my husband, God, I promise you, I will leave my house. God, if a guy asks me on a date and I like him, I will not say no. God, I will not give people the silent treatment. I will not give people a cold
Yeah.
shoulder. If people smile at me, I will smile back. God, I want you to increase my portfolio. I want you to give me more money. So if I'm getting more responsibilities at work, I am not going to self-sabotage and complain
Mm.
and cower out of it. So I'm going to let you lead me. If you say go, I will go
Okay.
because that's it. So I didn't save enough money this year. As no, I saved a good amount, but I didn't save as much as I wanted to. I did not
Mm.
get into a relationship, and I think those are the things that I would say I wanted to do. I didn't travel as much as I wanted to. So I started the year on a high. Guys, in February I was in Dubai
Mm.
in a what do you call it? An all-inclusive hotel.
Mm.
Beautiful hotel with everything. My hotel had it was on the beach.
Must be
And
nice.
It was amazing. Guys, I did a lot.
Must
I
be
did a lot. Like, it
nice.
was good, and I wanted to travel more this year, and I ended up not traveling. I mean, I'm traveling for Christmas, which is good, but I didn't travel. And once again, it was me trying to preempt a lot of things, and I'm just like, I should have gone.
Mm.
I was supposed to go to Portugal.
Wait,
Did I
was
go?
it? Did you go
No.
Nigeria this year, or was that last year?
No, that was late last year. That was this time last year I went to Niger.
Oh, okay.
Um, but yeah, just guys, I want you, and if you're listening to this and you're a Christian, please, I want you guys to also pray for me, because self-sabotage is something, and I actually want us to talk about that actually, because self-sabotage is the reason why I haven't done a lot of things. And I won't say I regret it, but I just wish, like, in hindsight, I'm saying to myself, now that I know and I recognize that that's a problem, I want to do better. So those are my
Hmm.
things.
Oh,
Was
wow.
that too
Okay.
heavy for you, B? Or
No, no,
did you
no,
not
no,
expect me
no.
to say that? Because it's not something that I think that people. Okay, when people.
So
Okay, I'm going.
hold on. So the funny thing is that
Yeah.
so when I hear things like, I think I've been excited since I was younger. I've looked forward more to having kids than marriage, but I know I'm not gonna
Mm,
have kids outside of marriage.
mm-hmm.
So it's never been a urgent desire of mine
To get married.
to get married, right?
Same though. Same. To
You
be
know, so
fair.
it's not, yeah, it's never been like, you know. Um then on the other end, you talked about like the one thing, the big thing that didn't happen for me is, well, I've not traveled at all this year. Have I? Did I go anywhere?
You didn't? Did you not
Nope.
go to, when was Italy?
Italy was last year.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
Italy was last year.
This year's
Nigeria,
gone
yes,
fast because it felt like Italy was
yeah.
this year.
Nigeria was
Hmm.
my last
Interesting.
trip last year, September. So I've
Wow.
not left. Yeah, I've not left the UK at all this year. Um,
Dang.
and then financially, I thought I would be in a much better place.
Hmm.
I thought, because I left the NHS last year, I believe.
Has it been a year?
Yes, it's been more than a year.
Are you being serious? It's been a whole year.
Yeah, why do you think I'm like things are tight?
Wow, that's a year.
Yeah. It's been a year.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
so left the NHS, and then I didn't. I thought Agbon Star would be back fully running this year. It's not. Which I think to me that's the biggest. Um, if there was like the one that took more of a mental hit on like maybe the belief of my decision making as a founder and the likes, it would be like, oof, I could have planned better around that and made sure the company kept running. I mean, we did other things, but it's all on paper. So we've not been able to do anything concrete. So yeah, but I think overall the biggest one is just like financially it has been a rough year. But coming into the year, I was like, oh, I'll be in a much better place because I could either do additional income, I work fully remote, like something. I thought at least something. Do you get? But fam, the nose after the no after the no. And I was just like, yo, okay, at some point I went back to God. I was like, look, maybe I think the way to get out of this financial thing is by getting a second job or something. But I'm gonna trust you. But then it's still like I have ideas, but it's still like those things take time, and some of those things need money to be built as well, right? So it's like, and you're just there like, poof. And that's what I was saying earlier, like in between, like those people calling me, and I thought, oh my god, is this it? You know what they'll say in Nigeria? What's it called? The last minute
Last minute miracle.
miracle, the bottom pot blessing,
Oh
all
wow.
the terminologies that they used to say when I was a
Or
kid.
the what's it called? Fukai Dejima says quarter to failure. No, no,
Fam,
quarter to shame.
listen, do you get like? So I was like, oh, is this it? So yeah, this year has just
Mm.
been tight. I mean, I'm grateful to God that I somehow survived it, because, and shout out to friends um and loved ones who came to my aid a lot of times. But at the same time, you need to pay those back. It's not like, do you get, it's not free money, do you get? So yeah, so those were some things that I'm like, and then when I'm thinking of 2025, I'm just like, and I know you mentioned we'll try and have someone on that'll talk about like finances and planning for the year.
Hmm.
But I am hell bent, and I'm trying to find the balance between you're doing it by yourself or you're doing it with God. But hard work still has to happen anyway. But boy, oh boy, am I hell bent on not being in the same. I think 2 episodes ago we talked about, and I shared that my mindset about my self belief is changing. And I remember someone talked about outworking your doubts. Um, so I've just been working to, and it's showing. The more I'm doing, the more I'm like, okay, it's not as far fetched as. Sorry, it's not as far fetched as I thought, right? Um, so yeah, but I'm upset at the fact that yeah, I won't get to go to Nigeria at all. Two reasons: our friend is getting married, and I'm not going to be there. And I was one of the people that was like, "Oh yeah," because when I first told, I'm like, I'll definitely have my finances sorted, because I'll get an extra source of income, buy ticket, pay or stuff, and I was putting things in place, but then other things just kept coming that was taking the money, and it was like, yo, like did my knee, try to sort out my passport, so the material is with my tailor. I was putting things in place, and then it's like, but if I know once I fly out, that's it. That like I even the money to go to the airport, once I land, it's like game over. How so it's like you, and I'm at that, like I said earlier, I'm at that space where no more putting yourself in, it hurts, but no more putting yourself in like difficult financial you have to, according to your size, right? You have to cut your size. Cut your coat according
You
to
call it
your
according to your size.
to your
Yeah.
size. Yeah,
But I think
so
also though, I think we're adults now, and I think as adults we need to come to a place where we understand each other's financial situation, and that's why I think that friends
oh
should
yeah,
talk about money more.
and no, and this particular friend understands, and
Hmm.
because I was
I
very
mean, she's
like,
amazing. We love her.
you know I think me and you spoke about it, and you were like, that's your main reason about like wanting to go to Nigeria outside of other reasons. I was like, yeah, because I didn't want to I don't see the idea of disappointing people is, I don't like that I
Mm.
would make someone feel disappointed, basically. So yeah. Although don't get me wrong, it feels like it's a very like moody episode, but it has not, because another thing I learned on the opposite end of like, well, let me call it long suffering, is the
Mm.
ability to be content and still have joy. So you might not have happiness and happy moments, or there are a few happy moments, but the constant joy of like, I know everything will be fine. I still have friends. I still have, loved ones and people and the likes. There's still rice and stew. So as long as there's rice and stew and turkey, Van, send me rice. Send me stew and turkey.
Okay.
Bless you. I told you, use me as practice for your shipping this thing now. You are
Okay.
just use me as, hey. I will sound like an addict. People will listen to this thinking that it's ordinary rice and stew this boy is begging for. But actually,
No,
no.
I
Let me stand
will.
on
I did.
business.
I did. I did. I did promise you food, so I'll get that across to you. Don't worry.
Yeah, let me stand on business. Yes, Van, please send me. Because who shame
No,
help? Because what another thing I like to say, who shame help?
shame helps no one, and I think me, I always, and I don't know if this is a good thing or not. I always feel some type of way where my friends are struggling, and I hear about it after the fact. So if my friend says I struggled to pay my rent for the past 3 months, but I'm good now, but I struggled, it was a lot, and I was at my wit's end, and I'm thinking to myself, what kind of shallow friendships come to me? Let me let you know I don't have it if I don't.
Mm.
But open your mouth. And I used to be, for a very long time, I shied away from having conversations about money because I felt as though money, I've seen money damage relationships. And I feel like it was simply because there was no respect in the friendship to begin with, and money was just the straw that broke the camel's back. Um, I, I feel like we're at a situation now where our financial situation can fluctuate and people will need help. We're
Mm.
adults and we have needs, we have problems, and we need money to solve those problems. And if you're my friend and you need money, I always ask you, how much do you need? And I'll tell you how much I can help to support. Sometimes I can afford to give you the whole thing. Sometimes I can only afford to give you half. But the fact that there was an opportunity for me to help and I didn't, not because I didn't want to, but because you didn't give me the opportunity to be your friend in that situation. Like, I think that we're at a point now where we're in our 30s, like we're grown beyond having shallow surface friendships, where we talk about what's going on the TL and what we're watching on Netflix, and that's it. Now we have more serious issues, and finance is a big part of that. And I feel like in friendships now, there needs to be an element of shame that should no longer exist. I need food, I need to eat. I can't, like, all I need right now is money to get my hair done because this, or I just need you to buy me pizza for tonight. I need to be spoiled. I'm down in the dumps. I remember I said to a friend of mine, I said, I want to buy food and I want take up. I don't want to pay for it.
Mm.
And she sent me money
Oh.
to get myself dinner.
And
And
no,
I
and
was
to be
like,
honest,
yeah,
like that's something I thank God for. I always say like the greatest blessing God has given me are the people He's placed around me. And this year, I think another thing I even learned this year was the on being able to ask for help because I'm very big. And the funny thing, even you saying this, I know you don't like being a burden
at
or
all,
feeling like so
at
you it's
all.
the irony of being a giver but being hesitant in receiving is very funny because until this year where like it was like okay ask and people came to my aid and I was like okay so there is a blessing there is a blessing there. But it's funny as you were speaking, I'm like, I know this babe does not like asking
I
for
don't.
help,
I don't. And that's once again,
So,
it comes down to my personality type and things that I'm working through. Because I think I've just been through situations where I think I've been let down too many times to just not care enough. But now I ask. I think what I will just say is that I think I got it into my head that asking for help was monetary. And so
mm,
because I don't need financial help, I feel as though I don't need help. But I
yeah,
do. So
yeah,
now I will call B and be like, as that like B, I just want to talk to somebody, or I'll call, my friends and be like, I just need to cry. I
mm,
just need to cry, like, because I'm not a crier. So crying has always been a symbol that all is not right with me. Like once I start crying, I've hit my wits, like I've hit my limit. Once those tears fall, I'm helpless, right? And so
mm,
I just realized that being there for your friends goes beyond monetary help. Like sometimes um my friend just asks me to come over spend the weekend because she needs a cuddle or she just needs some physical presence. um so I feel like as friends, and I'm sure we in our friendship, like we're quite open about our struggles and things that we need and stuff like
yeah,
that, but I think
yeah,
generally I think that friends, and I'm going to say this point blank, period, guys, if you're in a friendship where you can't be vulnerable, where you can't be open and honest without feeling some sense of shame, you might want to reevaluate those friendships. Not saying that you guys can't be friends, but they cannot be
Mm.
your core circle. There are things that I've told, my love, that no one else on this planet knows. But no shame. I told her, plain and simple, this is what is happening to me. This is how I feel. This is what I've done. And there's no judgment. And we always, when we share with each other, we'll always tell each other, thank you for not judging me. Thank you
Mm.
for being a safe space. Because there is nothing in this world I cannot tell this girl. Nothing in this world I cannot tell this girl. And I'm grateful for those friendships. And so I feel like let's use our friendships the way they're supposed to be used. It's not every day like laugh, 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 banter, banter, banter. Sometimes be a rock. And I
Yeah.
love what
Yeah.
Apostle Joshua Selman says, and I think I've mentioned this to you as well, where he says you have some people called burden bearers, and not just burden bearers. They're basically like core your core people, where it's like that regardless of what happens to you in this life, these people are not going anywhere. Not because they're going to enable you or because they're just there for the ride, but because they know you so much that if you do something out of character, they know it's out of character and not you being malicious. They're there when you're happy, they're there when you're sad. If you lose
Mm.
your home today, you know you're not going to be homeless because you have these people. If you need money and you need £10,000, you know that between these three people, you are not going to be destitute. He said, if you know these people and you've identified who these people are, drop your pride and hold them tight and never let them go.
Mm.
If you have these people, and I have these people,
That was good.
I have these people and I've recognized who they are, and I said, you know what, we will fight,
But
but
they are
I will
staying.
apologize. We're going to get over it. And that's why you hear a lot of my friends I've had for 10, 11, 12. My friend who I went to her birthday, we've been friends for 14 years. Like, was it what, 13 or
Mm.
almost 14 years? And so, excuse me. And so I'm grateful that I have those people. But ultimately, I feel like if you have those people where you could just be open and honest with yourself, life is better. Life is better. And it doesn't mean like I'm swimming in money or you're swimming in money. And so by default, we can always be there to help each other. But just even being able to work through a solution together.
Yeah.
Um,
Like pick each
and
other's minds, each other's
yeah, yeah.
brains.
And if I'm being honest, B, I think I shared this with you at some point. I've shared a lot of things with you anyway. So I'm going to say that a lot, guys. Apologies. But yeah, I shared this with you that it's one of the reasons
Hey, don't
why.
let your future man hear this now. Do not come and pour me acid. Oh.
No,
I
no,
beg, I
no.
beg,
I
I
have,
beg, I
please.
beg.
That's the thing. That's the thing, guys. When you are friends with the opposite sex, and I've said, I did it. I remember. I can't believe I'm eating. I'm eating crow. I'm eating crow right now because I've done a whole YouTube video about why guys and girls can't be friends, and this was in my youth. Okay, this was like 7 years ago. But I have since identified that the reason that male-female friendships have spiraled into something disgusting is because you guys didn't put boundaries in place. So my future husband will not have a problem with our relationship because we're both sensible enough to have boundaries in the way that we interact with each other. Um,
And I think
well, I would
what
hope so.
and the thing about my female friends is they will enforce once I'm in a relationship, they disappear. They don't like disappear, but it's like, I'm like, oh, they're like, you're with
I'll even tell you if he tells me something, I'll tell him, have you told your girlfriend this? Like, I can't be the first person that's hearing about this. Like, it's all right to have friends. Like, your closest friends are women, so it's all right that sometimes they'll hear things that you might feel more comfortable telling your friend than your significant other. I think the only difference now is that because it's the opposite sex, they might take a bit of a dislike
yeah.
to it. But I think that, as I was saying before,
But
I think
future boyfriend, I beg, or future
no,
husband,
B is fine. B is fine. I think I mean we have a
boss,
podcast together, so they know that
I
we're.
hear you, Baba, I hear you. After
You're
you now,
so
you,
serious. Oh my
I
god,
greet you.
you're so serious.
Twali.
But what was I was saying now? Why like this? What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was saying that one of the things that it just also made me realize is that I don't feel like anyone was destined to do life alone, and I feel like
Yeah.
that's where having a spouse comes in or having a boyfriend girl. honestly, guys, I don't know about how you feel about this, but me being 31, saying my boyfriend, it just feels so. I'd rather say partner or my significant other or my person because it
So you're
just feels like
so old.
I'm too old to be having a boyfriend. But anyway, so I feel like this is where sometimes I feel as though it would be nice to have a partner because it, you have someone to help kind of share the load and share the burden.
Mm.
And you can kind of, because your partner is that kind of person that you don't tend to feel shame with because you know, you guys are just very free around each other. Like when you're talking to your friends or you're chilling with your friends, you want to have this kind of persona. With your partner, it's different because they're going to see you inside and out, and that's how it should be. And so it makes it easier for you to be able to tell them, babe, I'm broke. Like guys have an ego, you have an ego with your friends, but then your girlfriend wants something and you can tell her confidently that, babe, I can't afford this bag, I can't afford this shoe. Like that's because you're vulnerable with that person. And so
Yeah.
that's where sometimes for me it feels as though it would be nice to have a person. So Vanessa, stop sabotaging. Stop it. Because when African aunties ask me, why are you not married? I want to marry. It's just trauma, please. I want husband.
No,
It's
that's
trauma. Guys,
jokes.
I went to therapy and I'm doing better because before would I even
That is
entertain any guy. But
actually
so guys,
jokes.
aunties, please be
Mindset is
patient with
just
me.
trauma.
Please be patient with me. I do want to get married. I do want to have children, and I will try to do better. And this time
I,
next year, you never know.
mm, if like
Yes,
so,
now.
is it plenty of us go marry next year?
First of all, I don't be. Have you been seeing this whole thing? Because it looks as though Last to Marry is a fool.
I
Because
was about to
the
say
way
it's like
I have a friend who got engaged this week. Hello.
wait, people are still get I don't know. I know. Did anyone actually? My cousin got married this year.
Look, number of weddings, number of wedding presents I've
Uh,
bought this year, number of wedding invitations I've received.
oh,
Save the date. You guys want to
actually,
use save the
December
date to
there's a
choke
wedding as well.
me.
Not me forgetting that I was supposed to go to.
Go to a wedding. Guess what? My friend
Yeah.
got married yesterday night. Yesterday.
Ah.
Yesterday. So last tomorrow is really a fool. But honestly, guys, I'm coming. I promise you. I'm working through my issues.
Mm-mm.
I've actually worked through them. No, it's true because I
Should
always
we should we put out a broadcast?
and my life is not that pathetic. But I just want to say,
Should
I
we
just
put
want
out
to.
a broadcast first? So
No,
next year we'll be on your case then.
yeah, I think as I said, I want to go out more.
You know
You
what?
know,
A date a month. I can't say for all of next year because you should not pass three a date a month. We should
or for
try
me
and
to
go
go
on.
on dates.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay, we'll see. But honestly, yeah, I'm all right. I would like a life partner. I don't think I've ever had anybody where it's like, oh, it's just me and this person. So it's like, yeah, it would be nice to have that person to lean on. And yeah, do like
Mm-hmm.
do what's it called? What you guys do, soft launch, where it'll be the back of the person's head, or it'll be their hand,
I
or
beg, I
their
beg, I beg, I
ankle.
beg,
You
I
guys
beg,
are
I
annoying.
beg,
Last to Marry
I
is a fool
beg.
because you guys shout out to Jola and FK because I feel like because we're in the same age group with like we're basically with the same age and it's almost as though we share very similar ideals about like what is happening. Is Last to Marry a fool? Did they tell you that if you're not married by the end of 2024, something's going to happen to you? Is there some kind of
Um,
secret message you guys got? Because do you know what? I was doing the whole I'm okay, I'm an independent woman. Yes, I do want a relationship. Yes, I do want marriage, but I'm gonna do me and the chips could fall where they may. And whilst I was doing that, you guys left me behind. You guys just
they
pop
said
off.
you're on your own.
Oh no, and no, B, do you know what's really annoying me about the whole process? It's not just the fact that they get engaged, it's the fact that you guys have significantly shortened the period between when you get engaged and when you get married.
Ah,
When I was young, no, I know because we don't, yeah, because I know
see,
we're running out of time, the time is ticking.
no, it's not
But
even
before,
time is ticking.
you
I
you
don't
want
even
to
think
you,
it's
you want
like
to do things.
biological
You
clock
want to do
anymore.
things. It's like once
I
we're
don't think that's
engaged,
what
I'm
what
gonna.
people are doing. Is if my theory has always been if I propose to you,
Mm,
can get married now. So
Yeah.
what are we waiting for? And I think people are just realizing we don't have to do 6 more. Well,
No, we don't need to.
except if you
I
are
don't want a long engagement.
except if you are
Disclaimer.
doing long distance and you have to do other things in
That's
between.
you. You chose that. You chose that life, so stick to it. Um, yeah. It was a choice. It was a choice. I'm so sorry. It was a choice. Was that too harsh? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Wow,
I'm
wow.
sorry.
Okay, sorry. Well,
Sorry.
yeah.
I think friend Vanessa just came and I was like, well, it's good. It's good that you're doing that. I'm happy for you. God is good. Amen.
Get
I'm
out.
trying to redeem myself. I'm
But
so
yeah,
sorry.
no, I'm just like, yeah, if you can get at least court wedding,
I'm
and
sorry.
at least
I have a
introduction and
question,
court wedding.
B. I have a question. If you did a court wedding, are you guys allowed to start doing things, or do you have to wait for the white one? Or do you like do a court wedding and church blessing, and
Hmm.
then you guys can? Because I know some people who have done a court wedding, but they did a religious marital blessing so they could get the go ahead to have sex.
Can I be honest?
Mm,
I church wedding is at the bottom of my list.
okay, fair enough.
For me, it's traditional wedding,
Mm,
then court wedding, and those two are, to be honest, traditional just a bit more important to me. Court because obey the law of the land. It's the land needs to know, but church wedding is not. Is church wedding is the equivalent of our traditional wedding.
exactly. That's why it's because
So
I think, and that's why first of all I don't want a long engagement because to be honest, I don't see myself dating someone I wouldn't marry. So if I we're going to date each other, because my friend did something which I loved, which because before they got into a relationship, they did the genotype testing. Guys, disclaimer: if you are of African descent, if you are of Caribbean descent, and you do not know your genotype, I am judging you with every
that's what
fiber
I'm
of
judging you.
my
What's your
being.
own?
I am AS. I am judging you with
I just
every fiber of my being. If you do not know your genotype and you're an adult, especially if you are having sex, guys, please do not be
uh,
reckless. Go and
what's
get
this?
your genotype
Why is this
done
announcement so
because
firm?
in 2024, people are having sickle cell crisis. It doesn't make any sense to me that you guys don't know your genotype and you have friends who have sickle cell. Please go and get it done. But also, she did the genotype testing. She did like the compatibility. So there's like the rhesus gene that you can check, just the basic things like you
Oh,
can check for STDs because yes, some STDs can or STIs whatever can lie dormant within your system. Please go and get
oh,
checked. Yeah, so once they did all those checks, then they got into an official relationship, and between their official relationship and them being married, a year and a half. Done, bam, bam, bam,
nice.
and they were literally they prolonged it to be honest to save money. So ultimately, I don't want a long
I'm here
engagement.
for that.
Yeah, so once if I'm dating you because I actually see a future with you. So if you propose, it shouldn't be a shock. Once you're financially ready, let's do it. I don't. Oh, my mom, if you see this, mom, please. I don't want a big wedding, but if you're gonna have a big wedding, that's fine. But I want to just get everything done, like have the legal papers signed. But once we get that church blessing, that's it, and that's gonna be the white wedding, I guess. And
Mm.
yeah. So that's that for me. I think I'm too grown to have 500 people in a hall eating jollof rice. It's too much. I
What?
don't want that. I've never wanted a big wedding. I'm the only girl. My family's quite big, but I don't get along with a lot of them because I don't like them. They're not my fan either, so it's all good. So the people I want at my wedding are people that I care about anyway. Not many
Can I
people,
be
maybe a
honest?
hundred people.
If I have the finances for it, my wedding is a show.
Fantastic. God be with you. I mean, you like to B, you like to dance. B, you also like a crowd. You like
The idea of a
flamboyance.
live
You do,
band.
yeah, you like that. So I want that for you as well. So yeah, save towards it. Plan it with your partner and um make it happen. I think if that's what I think if that's what you want, I'm in support of doing that. I'm not in support of people doing that because it's what their family wants. I
See,
don't care if you're paying for it.
I think since I was young, and they'll be like 20K for a wedding. I used to think, 20 what? 20K pounds. And this is not low, no. I know some people take
I'm
loan,
not
but
spending
the
20,000
ones
pounds. I'm
that are
so
not
sorry.
loan, I'm just like, I'm sorry. If you will tell me we have 20K, I'm going to cut that 20K in half.
To two
And
deposit for
10K
house,
is going towards a
wedding.
house or something.
I'm
Because
so
there's
sorry.
no way you are
What
going
we
to tell me
doing
we are going to gather 20K cash to do
for
party.
one day? Hey, God.
Party. Ah.
I'm sorry, like guys. I know for everyone who's done that, because I've been in wedding parties. I've been bridesmaid. I know what people are spending. One of my friends is currently planning her wedding. I'm helping her plan it, and we've discussed her budget, and I'm so for that budget. Guys, I feel like a lot of you guys want to have weddings that you think you should have based off of what Instagram is telling you. But I want something intimate and I want something classy and elegant. And I know, by the way, I know that small doesn't necessarily mean cheaper, but I think it also depends on who you're using. Like, you want a photographer that has 120,000 followers on Instagram and only takes 10 bookings a year, and you think that you're going to pay that person £2,000, you're a joker. So
Yo,
I feel
bless
as
it. Go and
though,
prepare your camera. Not come and
listen,
tell me your
there's
camera
someone
is
I really
broken.
wanted, there's someone I really wanted to do my wedding pictures, and now he's blown so much that I don't think I can afford him. So, so I feel like ultimately when it comes to this whole wedding P, like, do what it is that you want to do. Don't let anyone pressure you into doing what you think they think you should be doing. And any of all these aunties that have like subtly invited themselves to my wedding, auntie, I'm sorry, I would take gifts, but I don't think
That one
you're
is for your own tradition. You know,
that
traditional belongs to the
to
parents.
the parents. But even even
Mm-hmm.
even even trad, I also feel like trad is so sacred, because especially because of all that the rights. Like, I'm a Yoruba babe, and because of all the rights and the exchange of
Are
the
you going
food
to
and everything.
carry? Are you going to carry suitcase? You
Do you
know
know? I don't. You know,
when the man has to, when you kneel down and he has to give you money.
that's the Igbo one. Oh,
No,
oh,
no,
oh, oh,
no,
oh,
no.
oh, you mean like
Before
Yoruba one when
you,
he's
yeah,
saying
before
it
you give
from
him the
what I'm
cap.
hearing? Yeah, yeah. For me, love, welcome me, king, for me, love, welcome me,
Are you carrying suitcase?
Do you know what? I don't know what I'm gonna do, because I can't. I don't know how the
I bet
spirit will lead me.
carry small hand luggage.
You guys, you see, you guys are funny. Do you know why I say you're funny? Because you forget that we are one. That's our household income. You want my husband to be put in a suitcase? Who's got to?
But the
If you
money
give
is
it
for
to?
you. It's not for you
Oh,
and
for
him.
me.
Oh.
Okay, for me. So when we get married, I'm not going to keep that money for myself.
Yes. Why are you giving it back to him?
I'm not going to give it back to him. What I'm saying is that would I not use it to cook stew for him?
He will give you money to cook
I
stew.
use
I
it to
don't
buy him
understand.
singlets and boxers.
No, no, no. The money he sprays you
Eh.
is
Yeah,
for
okay.
you.
Okay, it's my money. So who am I going to spend it on?
On
Myself.
yourself.
Okay,
Put
so
it in
when I
your
take myself,
S&P 500. Put it
Kimon,
in. How do you
get
mean
some
you how do you
index
use it
funds,
to cook stew?
get some Tesla shares, some Nvidia shares.
Let him bring money for
Do
stew.
you know what? There's a lot of like all these things that I'm like, that would be nice to have. Do you know? I never thought to myself that I'd be the person that'd be excited about marriage. My mom doesn't even know this. So, mom, if you see this, apologies. But up until I was
I'll
20,
post this part on social just so she can see it.
that's your business. But basically, up until I was 25, the idea of marriage didn't excite me. And so now that I want to get married, I want to get married because of myself, which I like, because now I want to get married for reasons, that I've decided. So I want to get married because, not because, oh, I want to have children, or I want people to leave me alone. I don't want to be single. I want companionship. I'm very specific about why I want to get married. So that's why I'm now excited about it, even though my actions aren't backing up my desires. But I'm saying I will do better now.
We said
I
we'll
won't
hold you
delete my
accountable.
DMs anymore.
Huh? We'll hold you
I won't
accountable
delete my. Let me
next
even
year.
check my DMs. I'm sure they're tired of me now, so
We'll
they've left me
hold
to
you
dry.
accountable next year. But
Because
yeah,
that's
guys.
sliding, so let me see.
Well, yeah, guys. Thank you again for listening. The episode
Oh, we're
after
done.
this, it's already an hour.
Oh,
You know we can talk.
I can't even lie. We do talk a lot. But we've dropped some wisdom. I mean, to be honest, I like how this episode is ending because it started off very doom and gloom. The first 20 minutes was too it was too much.
Dead. But yeah, but guys, if you listen to this, the next episode after this is one that you all should listen to. But we'll make sure to push that episode very well because it's one that everyone needs.
Mm,
So yeah, but yeah, thank you all for listening, and
thank
again,
you
let us
all.
know how your year has been. Is there something you were expecting or wanting that didn't happen? And also just yeah, how you guys doing? So just checking in. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Oh, and follow,
It's
follow,
Friday
follow our
tomorrow.
follow our platforms. Follow our social media platforms. So we're on TikTok at Banter and Belief Pod. We're on Instagram at Banter and Belief Pod. We're on Twitter/X at Banter and Belief. We also have YouTube. Basically, if you go to our social media platforms, go to the link in our bio. It gives you all our platforms all in one. So you can just click on those links. Please follow us on Spotify. So when a new episode comes up, Spotify and Apple, can suggest it to you. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, please, yeah. So please support us. Support us. Keep going. We love you guys.
All right.
And yeah.
Thank you all. Have a good week. Bye.